Lord Richard's point is it's like an arms race, isn't it?
It's exactly like an arms race. That's precisely what it is.
Professor Tim Watson, thanks very much indeed. Now, Jeremy Shapiro is Research Director at the European Council on Foreign Relations and previously worked as a Special Advisor to the US State Department.
He has a few things that he can do. He can level sanctions. He gave himself some powers in an executive order not too long ago to level sanctions against people who commit cyber attacks against the United States. He could also authorize counter operations, whatever those would be, but it might be including hacking Russian officials.
In about 400
emails and releasing those. There was an incident of that in October, which Ukrainian hackers took credit for, but maybe that was a warning about what the United States can do.
Do you think the President would feel comfortable doing that, just retaliating tit for tat, releasing private emails of Russian officials?
I don't think it's something that he wants to do, but I think at this point, the Russians have been interfering in the U.S. democratic process. That's a direct attack on the United States. I'm sure he feels like he has to do something. I would say, though, that the bigger problem is that Donald Trump doesn't agree, and typically when you do something like this in your lame duck session, you would really want the agreement of the president-elect, because otherwise the actions will really not have any meaning.
And he's not going to get that.
It doesn't look like it. Donald Trump has been bound and determined to say, on the basis of I'm not sure what evidence, but he's been bound and determined to say that the intelligence agencies are wrong and that there was no Russian interference and this is some sort of conspiracy against him. And so with that in mind, I think it's very difficult for a president with whatever it is, 35 days left in his term to take any serious action against the Russians.
So if you were advising him, would you say, don't do this, it just looks like a bit of peak, because it's going to be reversed anyway, presumably reversed?
No, I think I would say that he should do it, but he should make sure it's something quite public, so probably not the tit-for-tat cyber attack, but rather some sort of symbolic sanctions, because then he would be forcing Donald Trump to decide. He would be forcing Donald Trump to either undo them or accept them. And I think that that's the type of choice he should pose to Donald Trump on his way out the door. It's unfortunate that he has to, but it's been quite extraordinary the way Donald Trump has been unwilling to accept any evidence on this one.
You say it could be embarrassing for all this.
Sure. I mean, if President Obama and the entire